We really would love to know what your plan is to help lower the cost of living.
Yeah, first of all, thank you both for being here. And yours is a story I hear around the country as I travel. And in terms of both rightly having the right to have aspirations and dreams and ambitions for your family, and working hard and finding that the American dream is, for this generation and so many recently, far more elusive than it's been. And we need to deal with that. And there are a number of ways. One is bringing down the cost of everyday necessities, including groceries.
Welcome to Unity News. Remember, there is no need to fear. God is in control and Jesus is king. God calls us to bring heaven to earth. Now let's get into today's news. In today's headlines, we examine the ongoing struggles of the Democrat Party and how their leadership continues to spiral into chaos. We'll also talk about Kamala Harris' latest missteps, revealing a lack of direction on critical issues like border security. Lastly, we'll dive into the cultural shift happening across America, as more people are waking up to the emptiness of establishment politics and craving real change.
When you become president, what would be your specific steps? Yeah, of course. What would be your specific steps to strengthening the border?
So it's a wonderful and important question. You know, my background was as a prosecutor, and I was also the elected attorney general for 2 terms of a border state. So this is not a theoretical issue for me. This is something I've actually worked on. Okay. I have prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I take very seriously the importance of having a secure border and ensuring the safety of the American people. Sadly, where we are now can be traced most recently back to the fact that when the United States Congress, members of the Congress, including some of the most conservative Republicans, came up with a border security bill. And here's what that border security bill would have done. It would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border. Understand, even in the intervening months, what that bill would have done to give support to folks who care about this issue. And this again gets to the point about what does leadership really look like? And is it about you or is it about the people? Right. Is it about running on problems or fixing problems? My work and my career has always been about saying, let's fix problems. Let's address the needs, because we know it's within our capacity to do that.
So to answer Justin's question, now that that bill has gone and hasn't passed, will you reintroduce that?
Absolutely. And when I am elected president of the United States, I will make sure that bill gets to my desk.
The Democrat Party is once again failing to live up to its name. Their leadership, particularly Vice President Kamala Harris, has consistently avoided addressing the real issues facing Americans. In a recent appearance, Harris failed to offer any concrete plans on how to address the border crisis, instead delivering a vague and incoherent response. The positive here is that more and more Americans are recognizing the need for change. This is a clear sign that the establishment, which has long been against true democratic principles, is being exposed. Those who speak truth and seek accountability are acting in a godly way, shining light on the darkness of corruption. Kamala Harris' handling of border security continues to demonstrate a lack of leadership. When pressed for her plans, she offered no specific solutions, instead blaming Republicans in past administrations. But the truth remains. Our border crisis worsens every day. The silver lining is that true pro-family and pro-life values are coming into focus. More people are seeing through the empty promises of politicians, and grassroots movements rooted in family and Christian values are gaining momentum. Those standing firm in their faith and advocating for the safety of American families are clearly following a godly path.
We love our country. I love our country. I know we all do. That's why everybody's here right now. We love our country. We take pride in the privilege of being American. And this is a moment where we can and must come together as Americans, understanding we have so much more in common than what separates us. Let's come together with the character that we are so proud of about who we are, which is we are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be. And we believe in fighting for that. That's how we came into being. Because the people before us understood that one of the greatest expressions for the love of our country, one of the greatest expressions of patriotism, is to fight for the ideals of who we are.
The American people are growing tired of political leaders who stand for nothing. This trend is evident as more citizens turn away from leaders who promote policies that go against the sanctity of life and the value of family. The latest example of this shift was seen in a national forum where Harris, once again, provided a non-answer on critical issues. However, this political climate is awakening a new generation of Christians who are rising to defend truth, life, and family. As more people become disillusioned with establishment politics, they are finding hope in leaders who represent real Christian values. And this is truly encouraging. As we reflect on these stories, we are reminded of Proverbs 29:2, which says, "When the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan." It is clear that the groaning of the people is increasing. But as Christians, we are called to pray for godly leaders to rise up and lead with righteousness, integrity, and truth. In faith, we declare that God is raising up leaders who will stand for life, truth, and family values. We affirm that the tide is turning in favor of those who uphold biblical principles, and the future holds great promise for America as more people embrace godly values. Be sure to subscribe to Unity News. We speak blessings over you that God's favor and peace will be with you. Stand strong in faith, for the best is yet to come. God bless you all.